Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of It's a Progressive World, a lighthearted show about everything and nothing. As always, you can find timestamps down below, and please like and subscribe. Alrighty, Sam. So, few fun things have happened since the last time we did a show, huh?
Yeah, it was a big controversial week and a half for the progressive world because you had we discussed that Kyle and Krystal had already come out somewhat criticizing Cornel West third party run, and it's escalated. They had a debate with Briahna Briahna Greyjoy, I forget, and then at Jimmy Dore also had an interview with Cornel. I don't think we talked about that. And in that he
Off camera, we did.
off camera. I see. And in it, Jimmy very much criticized Cornelius, and he did. I mean, everybody. It was very what you say, very abrasive interview, as one could put it. So it was a very
Yeah.
busy week for the progressive
And
world and the challengers to the establishment.
but speaking of Cornell, someone who we interviewed and whose video is going to be up before this, Norman
Oh yeah, we
Finkelstein
discussed.
is going to interview Cornel West on Monday, I think he said. So he's gonna
Oh
put out
yeah,
his own interview, and yeah, we talked a lot of Cornel West with him, so that was fun.
we gave him a lot of ammunition. Go after Cornel if he does. No, no. Oh, and also there was a controversy with that we can discuss. Hopefully, that's gonna be fun. Jimmy Dore maybe getting money from a billionaire and all that. So it was very busy week, as you say,
Hmm.
very busy week.
And aliens,
Um,
of course, too, and all that.
and aliens. I've made a couple of thumbnails, which I don't think Amir even downloaded, but I went with the headline "Aliens Confirmed" because I think
No, I have
that's
that
pretty
one. Oh
much the
no,
story.
sorry. I have this one
Oh,
here now.
this one. No, that's a good one too. It's alien word. It's been pretty much confirmed that we have
What a
aliens
cutie.
now. It's a yeah. I mean, it's a dead cutie, but it's a. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
Do
so
you have
this is
anything to add?
the no, no,
Mm.
no. So this is the big beef, huh?
Yeah, this was the big debate. Uh, I don't know if you saw it recently again,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I haven't rewatched it recently, but it was
It's the
very
classic.
very enjoyable. It was it's class. I need to rewatch this match. But I mean, it was genuinely pleasurable to watch because even though I largely agree with Brianna J. Gray, it was really delicious to see her getting her own taste of her own medicine from Krystal, like a concerned big sister that. So do you think at the moment is it the right thing to do? At the moment, the third party do like we know what happens. We've done this before, but Bree, come on, Bree. God, I hate her condescending, patronizing tone so much more than the whatever crazy method Kyle is using, which seems to be like, come on, admit it, it's ranked choice voting. Come on, ranked choice voting. Are you saying yes? Are you
I
saying
know
yes
where
to this?
exactly that clip is. Let me just play that for like a minute, just for a bit of a feel of it. So that, oh,
Sure.
I think I was right there, I think. And then
Kyle, for somebody
that's
who's
where I
such
think
a
Bree turns her back to him, right?
she not turn doesn't turn her back.
She goes
She
sideways. She turns
she goes
sideways.
sideways towards
Yeah.
Earth because I think
I love it.
if she continued looking at him, I think there would have been a violent outbreak by Brie. I mean, by the way, for somebody who's such a coward, pretty much it seems Kyle needs to calm down because as soon as Brie got a little bit sort of annoyed with him, he has started. I'm just agreeing with you now. I'm not arguing with you.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Well,
was
where is
he
it
was
exactly? Do you know the minute? It's like somewhere right around here.
I don't know. I thought you know. I thought you said
Shit. No,
it's
I
somewhere
just
in the
knew it was in the middle.
air,
Yeah.
middle early. I
Hold
think
on.
put in the middle air. I mean, he's very abrasive, quite a lot in it. So I think any part you play would uh,
Let's see.
be quite fun.
It is not those voters' fault who voted for you, like you guys that voted for Jill Stein.
But she got blamed anyway.
But she got blamed.
And then the left was further marginalized as a result of it.
So I don't see the connection. If I did, I would love to vote for Cornel West. It would feel way better to vote for Cornel West. I share his politics almost 100%. But I don't see the connection between voting for Cornel West and achieving any of the aims. And I see a much more direct connection between protecting the Biden National Labor Relations Board and allowing this little budding, exciting, amazing, potentially transformational labor movement to actually grow. Whereas if Trump gets reelected, which is, listen, it's the fact, based on how the Democratic Party is going to respond to Cornel West's election bid, it is more like...
Okay, so this reminded me of one thing that I want to say. So I think Kyle and Krystal, they're not even making the argument of the lesser of the two evil. I mean, they go so pro-Biden. I mean, Krystal, she points out to this one labor thing, and I don't know, she says it's revolutionary pretty much, which I don't know anything about it. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And then Kyle lists like 40 things, like Biden did this, Biden did that, but I'm like, okay, if you think these things are that important, forget about lesser of two evil. I think you should just be supporting Biden and try to encourage him and future Democratic parties doing, similar things by rewarding them and going on their side, because they seem like, I'm like, okay, I mean, this guy is doing a terrific job if we listen to what you guys are saying.
I think Krystal and Trash Panda over there, you're right. They are pretty much Biden supporters at this point. And, I mean, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, they say a bunch of things now. That's
exactly.
You decide if you think those are as important or not as they say. Or whether they would have happened or not without Biden. For instance, the withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Oh, that one is foreign policy one. I mean, these people are beyond, that's not, foreign policy is beyond their, brain capacity for sure, but even domestic policy, like those things are, I mean, again, like based on again, they should read about Richard Nixon's record, because I don't know if they know, like he set up the EPA, a lot of it's just they might turn Republican.
Kyle would have a little bit of sympathy for me, and I agree less with Brie, is that he says, well, were you not surprised that this was Biden not a bit better than what you had expected? And Brie's like, no, not at all. She said that he would, and Brie, all she talks about, that's one criticism I would have of Brie, the only thing she talks about is the student loans. Now, what do you think? How important or not? Sure,
it's not one criticism.
But anyway, listen.
No,
she keeps on saying the student loans, no, so he didn't do better than I expected. I mean, I would agree. I mean, maybe just because it's a time and his period, and and on that, like, sure, like Biden has been like, he hasn't been way worse than what you would have thought. He's been like what you expected, maybe 1% more, 2% more, or something, maybe. So
I don't know. I don't even think that, but I would say that I think it's extremely idiotic to hold a politician in the year 2023. He promised he's gonna cancel his student loan. Oh, really? What else did he promise? Did he promise Candace too? It's ridiculous. And she just goes back to this, undermining her whole argument, because as you say, that Mr. The gray raccoon over there can say that, compared to, like, I did not expect him to follow through with that promise, because I'm not a 7-year-old, so I did not think he's gonna actually do that. So I mean, it's an idiotic argument to put forward, but
bringing it up so much makes it seem like that's the only thing that that's getting in your way.
Oh yeah, exactly. Which pretty much it seems to be for her. So and a lot of other people.
She brings it up. She's probably one of the people who talks about the most.
Yeah, I'm just saying, for a lot of people, it's probably a deal breaker or maker.
And me, if I had those student loans, I'd definitely be like, you want my vote? 20,000 cash. I don't care about the policy. No, just give me give me to me. Just put in my
just
bank
for
account. I don't care how it happens, okay? You can do it for everyone. You can do it for that's your problem. I just want the end result.
Yeah, the sentiment is shared. But yeah, I mean, yeah, just maybe play a bit more because we can, I guess, comment. Maybe go a bit
likely
earlier.
that Donald Trump gets elected with Cornel West in the race. And that to me is a massive loss because we know what his record is. We know what his National Labor Relations Board was. We know who his labor secretaries were and how they were engaged in all this union busting. And so I see a much more direct connection between that moving the ball in our direction than, you know, Cornel West getting 5% and either his candidacy not really mattering at all, or being used once again to, you know, smear the left and marginalize the left and say these are just the people that are interested in getting Trump elected.
So to that second point, I'm just going to be honest. Not only do I not care about arguments that the left is going to be smeared, I think it's silly because no matter what we do, the left is going to get smeared. Bernie won Nevada, and it was, oh my God, we're going to decapitate people in Central Park. You know, it is.
Yeah, and it's not even only the left. It's no matter who does something, you're gonna get whether you do it or not, you're gonna get criticized. So I mean, yeah, so
yeah,
and if you are
left, right,
or whatever, really.
Yeah,
I know this. I'm not. That's not what I'm not. I don't mean to mischaracterize you, but that is.
But I'm
naive.
Listen, that's fine, and I agree with you. Left is going to be smeared, but the question is, what is actually going to move the ball forward?
I'm confused by why you keep asking that.
Because I don't see...
Because policy is all that matters at the end of the day.
I don't see how Cornel West getting 5% and helping to reelect Trump ends up with things going in a better direction.
Like that, Krystal? He gets 5%, and then the Green Party, a third-party effort, it gets stronger and more.
But these people are so wild with the argument that they even like, yeah, so what? Green Party gets 55% and then they win the election. Is that what you want? Yeah. They're just like, Green Party can be successful. Is that really what you want, Brie? Huh? Is that really what you're saying?
No, but to them, Green Party's success is equivalent. Like Green Party must
Trump coming and fucking them, pretty much. It seems like Green Party wins, he busts down the door. First starts with Kyle.
Of course.
She's making it seem like Trump's gonna march in, like, murder them with machine guns.
No, but no, their point is that I guess in their perception, Biden is so much better than Trump that anything that could potentially jeopardize Biden victory is even if maybe Green Party is not taking votes from Democratic Party, but we can risk it. We cannot risk it. So that's their position, I guess.
Yeah, even the Democrats are not that careful. They're like, yeah, whatever, we'll deal with it later. These guys like, no.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom is running a shadow campaign in California. He's like secretly meeting with all the vampires. It's like, and these guys are like, you don't want to jeopardize.
Yeah. I mean, Norman made one of the fair points that Norman Finkelstein made yesterday. He was like, it's like a year or something away. Okay, fine. If you know, in like a year time or something, and Cornel can tell people no, go vote for Biden, or you know, let's do this or that. But they're already.
Right. The thing is, they are
like,
these.
Let's get there first.
They are followers of John Stewart theology that America or whatever is divided because of media. And now you see they say and the left got marginalized even more. they genuinely think like people are watch media and they get brainwashed and then they go like vote or so. I guess that's their argument. It's funny, but you know, whatever. It's, you know, it is, but there was no point to this debate though, because I don't think they can come to an agreement.
No, and imagine this is this heated when it's like a borderline hypothetical question. Like Cornel has yet to win his own primary, you know, like that's it's borderline hypothetical, honestly. And this is this heated. If there was actually something happening, I mean, they would have thrown punches.
No, and can you imagine these people? Man, these people are
They
like
would have
that,
been
you know.
swinging, man.
Yeah, sure. Or Brie would have, you know,
Sager
Brie
and
would have
Marshall run in from
broken.
the back. Sucker punch
Yeah.
Brie.
Kyle tags in Sager. Your video has been but no, Brie would have, I think, easily would have broken Kyle's neck. Why? But Kyle is a bit chubby. I'm always surprised
don't
at
know.
how fat he is. No,
I don't know.
like body wise when they show
Here
his.
he's not looking too good, I guess, right now.
All right.
Let's see if we get to the point where he talks.
Yeah.
More well-funded
Wait.
and more able to compete in future elections.
Until we have ranked choice voting, there is no even 1% viability for them.
Who do you
Can
think-
you admit that? Can you acknowledge
who do you
that?
think-
That it's until we get ranked choice voting, no third party has any chance in hell. You
Who
agree
do
with that, right?
think has been doing most of
Are
the
you gonna
ranked
answer
choice?
that?
Who do you think?
I'm not gonna answer it. It's a simple
I'm
question.
gonna answer it in my own time, in my own words, Kyle. Respectfully.
It's a simple one. The ranked choice voting thing. If we
I
get
gotta
ranked choice
say,
voting,
I go around. I do a lot of podcasts, and I don't know what's going on right now. It might be the phase of the moon. We had the double moon last month, but I'm getting a little frustrated with feeling shouted down and disrespected in every single space that I go into. I gotta say, I promise I'm gonna answer your question, Kyle. Sit tight. I got it coming for you.
I'll sit tight.
Damn. I don't know why she brought up the other podcast. Should have
That
been
was
like, I feel
great.
disrespected here.
Oh yeah,
But
this
I
this
think-
was great though because he did the debate pro technique of
Yeah.
like, you know, yes or no, and she just
Man,
And I
but
love, by the
this
way,
is
yeah.
like the worst. I mean, this would be my nightmare. I can't think of a worse thing. You and your wife working together, and especially in this close of a combination. I mean, if there's hell or exists, it's this. You get to work, you have a job, however. You have
I
to-
don't know.
It's with your wife. She's
There
your
is
boss,
some-
and she gets to punch you once per day.
Technically, I don't think she's his boss. I mean,
Yeah, true.
technically, but I'm
No,
pretty
yeah,
sure
that's for sure.
the
yeah,
fact.
yeah, yeah.
But I mean, in reality, though.
But
she-
yeah, just work. I
And-
don't know. It's such a weird
But
thing.
why are you so? I don't know. I wouldn't be so anti. I mean, I
I
don't know.
can't think of which job or which context. I mean,
You're in this job actually. It's only in
Yeah,
like in
yeah,
these type of
exactly.
jobs, or maybe. Oh, to be honest, man, Christopher
I mean, they do it
Nolan and
once
his
a week,
wife,
right? It's not like every day at least.
except the car things.
But that's
whenever
different.
they're driving.
No, that's different.
No, but you know, Christopher Nolan and his wife are like one of them is director, one of them is producer, and I think there's an Iranian couple that are like that too. Like that sounds cool, no?
I guess.
Your guess doesn't sound very convincing. But I mean, it does sound like it seems to me it's risky. It's not that it won't be fun at the beginning, it will be fun, but it could really fast deteriorate and
That too.
start, you know, words collide and then shit, yeah. Risky. It's risky business. It could be fun. That's all.
Anyway, they're running a family. It's a family-run business. You know, the
It's
whole
family.
bad faith breaking points. You know?
Yeah, I mean, they have the Indian children they adopted, so and yes,
The weird uncle.
the Matt Stoller, the drunk, the drunk uncle of the show, and Ryan. Oh, yeah, we gotta get to Ryan Grimm and all that too. So, but man, can you imagine? As you say, the
But
stakes
yeah.
are so low, and people are, you know, getting so cutthroat. I suppose. Can you imagine if these people had like half of the money that DNC has? The way they would.
They'll just be assassinating each other left and right for no reason. Like, why did you murder this person?
Listen,
Just because. Send a message.
the videos on her channels, they were going against our messaging. So she had to be
Seriously,
taken out. And then did you, I
Like,
don't
Norman
think you
is
saw that.
right. Like, I mean, yeah, or I mean, in general, just imagine if this was
Why did you like
next year and
this?
it mattered more. On Brianna's, you know, she gave a good show. I'll give
Oh,
it
sure,
that.
sure. Okay, fair. No, all right. That's it. Yeah, I mean, I
And
agree
so
with what you... Just
okay,
here in the post debate, Briahna did a couple of post debate things, which with her
break
is
down
always
this.
like that. Man, it's with her is so dangerous. It's like you have a fight once with her, and then 3 times, like she's dissecting it with professionals. So you are a professional psychologist. What is your view of what he said? Is he crazy? Yes. See, you said it, not me. You said professional psychologist. Like, yeah, with her, you have to be very careful. But she had a couple of post-mortems. And in this one is a very short bit, which I want to play. Go to minute 7. She was discussing it with Robbie, and then Robbie at minute 7 just wants to give audience some context, which I really liked the way he put it. It was really fun.
Ability to agitate for change in the United States of America. I strongly believe that the path to the kind of more socialist future that I advocate for, one where workers' rights are primary over profits, is going to come through labor power. I didn't disagree with a single thing that Krystal said. I think the difference of opinion has to be about what our priorities are. And my personal priority is ending the corporate duopoly. And the only way to do so, per Kyle's own statements in the debate, is to advocate for third parties and also ranked choice voting. And a point that I made, I was thinking of you, Robbie, is that the Libertarian Party has been perhaps the most effective advocate for ranked choice voting in the United States, because unlike the Green Party, which has similar interests as the Libertarian Party, it's much better funded. It's because it takes corporate money and the Green Party doesn't, but regardless, it is much better funded. So to me, there is a real tangible benefit to voting for a third-party candidate so they can get 5% of the vote in federal matching funds and can start to lend that effort to getting ranked choice voting and break the duopoly.
If viewers aren't aware, longtime viewers I'm sure are aware, Krystal Ball was the former host of this show. Kyle Kulinski is her husband. They're recently married. You were at the wedding, I believe.
Yes, I was.
You're friendly with them.
Yes.
And Krystal, I think, was known.
So Krystal Ball is a former host of The Hill Show, and Kyle is her husband. She's
Krystal's a
dating,
5-time Olympian, and this is her side guy, her boyfriend.
This is her side piece for now. This is the sweet ass she's been hanging out with recently.
Young one. She's found half her age.
The dumb blonde she's dating currently.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but with that hair,
Yeah, that's true. That was a good one.
Yeah, so that was one of the postmortems, and and this was with Rania Khaled,
extended version.
This was extended. Yeah. This is on her own show. I'm gonna go through every second of it.
There's the uncut director version on her own thing,
Yeah,
8 hours.
This is Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. This one. It's like 1
on
hour
her Patreon.
and 40. Yeah. Yeah, there's a 6-hour version available on the Patreon. But yeah, this one they just talk a lot of shit behind them, and I mean, same arguments. She basically brought back up to
she's like, you know, I can't believe you've never been on my show, and we're such good friends.
Yeah,
in the beginning, she says that. So now is a good time, I think.
Now
you remember how good friends we are? I remember that.
We are great friends, and I love your show. Now
Having said
I feel
that,
under attack. What say you?
In that context.
No, she was literally brought up because Brie wanted to, when during her shit talking, whenever she wanted to take a break, drink water or something, then Rania, it's your turn. Go. What is your views on people like Krystal and Kyle? No offense to Krystal and Kyle, obviously, not specifically them, but generally those type of people. Rania, what do you think? Let me have a glass of water. No, it was good. Yeah, but they said basically the same things we were saying. I don't know why we can't not shit on people, I guess. Yeah, that's just us. So.
Yeah. Alrighty, Sam. So let's continue now. Move on to Jimmy Dore's interview with Cornel West, huh?
Sorry,
Oh, wow. Technical difficulties here. Can you hear me now?
can talk.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's fixed.
Okay. All right. So yeah, as I was saying, Jimmy Dore interview. Jimmy Dore interviewed Cornel West. So should we watch a little bit of that, or any comments ahead of watching a little bit, or?
No, go ahead, play. I think we should play towards the end, but the main crust of it was that Jimmy Dore is criticizing Cornel for demonizing Trump supporters against relative to, I guess, Biden supporters or Biden, and he's saying that that's a big thing, and the fact that he doesn't acknowledge the biggest issue of the last, I want to say last 200 years. I mean, some people say last few decades. I want to go as far as the last 200 years. That's my intention, but I don't know where does Jimmy stand. So that's I don't want to spoil what is the biggest issue of the last 200 years. I mean, I know people know, everyone.
But you got to give it to Jimmy, man. Like, for 45 minutes, he manages to stick to two criticisms, but make them seem like, they're just like the world's biggest criticisms, and that they're, of course, deal breakers for him, and just hold on to those two all the way until the end. And every now and then just be like, but I love you. Okay, sure.
So very much like, I mean, it's a tactic that has been observed in most wife beaters that are like, I love you, don't you get it? Like, no, I don't.
For your own good, I'm hitting you for your own good.
Told you, bitch. It's, I mean, the man is so. I mean, you have to see his post-interview analysis. He does a Briahna Greyjoy, and there's a post-interview analysis, and he's so full of himself. I don't think I've ever seen anybody so
Jimmy
full
Dore.
of themselves. Yeah, he's like, I didn't need to do this interview. This was, oh my god, it's just pathetic. But yeah, this is his friends analyzing his interview. So yeah. Oh, I didn't send you the original link. That's disappointing. Yeah, but keep this video open as well, I think, for later. Just we'll come back to it's a good one. But yeah, so I would say I found his criticisms to be quite largely.
Welcome back to the show.
How do you say? Not irrelevant, trivial.
Yeah. I mean, listen, no matter what you think, if you think even if the COVID-19 policies were the worst thing ever, are they not over? Like, I mean, I don't get it. The vaccine mandate and all that is over, right? Or is the claim, I guess, no, if we don't push back against this 3 years later, they're going to do it again, and then they're going to,
Yeah, it was a test run for the Great Reset that they're gonna come to your house.
It's been pushed back though. 2 years. There were some delays in the Great Reset project.
Camille, have you heard of the name Klaus Schwab? Have you heard the name Klaus Schwab? Okay, I have a story. What? Why are you logging out? Why are you logging out, Cam? No, it's. I mean, it's two things, I think. It's first of all personal, because something that personally affects them, they think is like that is the issue. That is the issue. And because this COVID thing was the thing that during it he got big. So I think but generally, though, more broadly than that, I think Jimmy Dore's shtick is just he's found out that if he stokes resentment, he's gonna get clicks. So I don't think he really doesn't want to back down from just stoking resentment, because otherwise, even if you think these two are big issues, like, I mean, if not big issues, if you think these are issues that you disagree with Cornel, right? Like the level of priority he puts on COVID mandates, and then what was it? Oh, the demonization of Trump supporters. I mean, isn't economic policy a slightly more important? You have that in common, but with RFK, you don't agree on Medicare for all, but COVID mandates he's against. It's just, I mean,
and also this demonization of Trump supporters, it kind of just loops anybody who's ever voted with Trump together, and that, okay, no, I'm really hurt. Cornel hurt my feelings by calling Trump something, so there's no way I won't vote for him. Of course, not everybody's like that.
I mean, these people are beyond hypocrites, because they're always like, no, you should be aggressive towards democratic liberals. You should take a hard stance against the Democrats and liberals. But, if some guy who has sympathies with fascists comes along, maybe you should have a all-inclusive language. Why don't you use an all-inclusive language that is more kind to the racist asshole from Florida? Why don't you say you might be mistaken instead of saying you are psychotic? They are such bullshit artists. And I think, to be honest, they've drank so much of their own Kool-Aid. They genuinely, I think, believe they are freedom fighting, warriors or something, because they click and they put we put very we put very controversial titles. So the challenging establishment. It's just beyond belief. But yeah, I think it's. I mean, at the end,
last few minutes.
Sure, but I think it's an act.
Yeah,
Jimmy
I mean,
Dore.
he is just one big act.
Belief system.
Yeah,
it seems to be.
So you missed this story, and you're not interested. Well, Dr. West, I wish you the best. You know I love you. You know I support.
You and your precious wife and your family. You stay strong, though, brother.
Okay, I wish you all the best. I love you. Thanks for coming on. I really do wish you all the best. And I just wish you had a clearer message to reach people, but you don't. It's muddled, and it's a loser. So Dr. Peter McCullough, who we've had on connected to their work running a bail fund that supported Stop Cop City defendants. Prosecutors allege that the trio committed felonies by spending some of the fund's money on such things as gasoline, forest cleanup, totes, COVID rapid tests, media, yard signs, and other miscellaneous expenses. To public almost to discredit legitimate political.
But I'm glad you're talking about stuff. Shutting down Cop City, because we know it's planned to be in a number of other cities as well. When I'm in Mississippi, it was a goon squad. The goon squad is shot through cities across the country. We saw it in Memphis, it's in Atlanta, it's in Chicago. But the idea of you recognizing that the same weaponization against these courageous freedom fighters is somehow on a spectrum with Trump, I radically reject that. I want a fair trial, but I think he's probably done a number of things that warrants a serious fair trial with him going to jail, but we shall see.
So you're for prosecuting the last president after he loses an election. You think that's a good way to run a democracy? Because again, you don't see the connection that this is the donor class criminalizing anybody who they don't like, and they'll do it to you, and they'll do it to Bernie, and they'll do it to anybody else. And so you don't have to like Donald Trump. I don't at all. But I see what the game is being played here, and you don't see that game being played. You don't see this game, really.
I see the game, the same law against the Proud Boys. I wanted a fair trial. I wanted to make sure they're treated, but at the same time,
they're doing
the
to the
they are being weaponized. But I think your support of Trump is deeper than you acknowledge. You keep saying, I don't like Trump. I don't like Trump. How can you compare Trump with freedom fighters against the police?
I'm not comparing. I'm not comparing that. I'm saying that
you are. You
I'm saying no. I'm not. I'm not.
Of course, they're going to use it against anybody who.
It's the government. Okay. That's amazing that you don't see this. It is unbelievable that you don't see this. This is such a loser for you.
There's opportunity to show the deep differences. Very deep differences, though. But you do what you got to do, and I'm doing what I got to do, and I learned from you. And I hope you can learn a little bit from me, but we shall see.
The biggest story.
And your precious wife and Jimmy Dore.
So you missed this story, and you're not interested. Well,
right, bless
Dr.
you,
West,
bless
I
you.
wish you the best. You know I love you.
appreciate-
You know I
love
support.
you and your precious wife and your family. You stay strong, though, brother.
I love. Okay, I wish you all the best. I love you. Thanks for coming on. I really do wish you all the best, and I just wish you had a clearer message to reach people, but you don't. It's muddled and it's a loser.
His message is a loser. That was too good, man. The level of animosity. I mean, that was like. I mean, none of these people are friends at all anymore. Whether it's Bree, Krystal, and Kyle, or these two, like.
Oh no, man! You should have. You haven't seen the Rania Kala interview. In that, you clearly get a feeling that Bree is like
She's regretting going.
It was the break.
They're gonna cut her out of the
breakup.
wedding pictures.
Yeah. You have her white out.
In this world that they're in, they're
Stop
probably
it.
gonna cut a lot. Like, this year Bree, next year it's like somebody else. Then
Okay,
it's
Ben
Kyle.
Burgess is going now. Yes, soon Kyle is gonna get replaced.
No, wish them all the best. As Cornel would say.
Wish him the.
I love Cornel. Like,
We
wish
love
you all
you.
the best and your sweet wife. And then
Precious.
Jimmy's like, Jimmy's like, I love you too, but you suck. You're just an absolute idiot. But hey, best of luck.
Again, the people who are saying that you should, talk back to the establishment media and be tough to the, liberals and all that. They are now angry with Cornel West for not having a more inclusive language when he talks about Trump and Trump supporters. That seems to be the main.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, children. But it got funny. It got more. I mean, I'm interested to know what's your take on this. I mean, before that, I really wanted you to bring this. I don't know if you saw this, but this was. Have you seen this Pasta guy? He's been doing Jimmy Dore's co-hostship, and they basically now these are Jimmy Dore goons. These guys also like all the people who claim to be funny and journalists, also like all that in that environment. And they say now, because Peter Dow has been selected as the campaign manager for Cornel West, and we've discussed Peter Dow before, I'm sure you remember, and all that. Jimmy Dore was 100% right in the interview because we passed that. There's a part remember he talks about your campaign. It looks like your campaign has been infiltrated by
Peter,
by a Democrat, and your talking points, blah blah blah. And now they're saying, see, the Peter Dow shows that Jimmy was 100% right. He was, oh my God, he saw it coming, blah blah blah. And this was the take from Pasta. We are still awaiting words from Pizza and Macaroni. We are awaiting their analysis. Macaroni seems to be quite sympathetic to Peter Dow, but Pizza not sure.
But what do you make of him getting Peter Dow, though? In all seriousness,
just shows you how few progressive people there are.
Any campaign I've heard this guy's been on, he gets passed around now.
He's
made his way around the circle. The friend group.
He's worked for Hillary campaign. He's worked for I think he didn't work for Bernie campaign. He supported them, I suppose.
He seems like he's slowly getting like smaller campaigns.
I feel it.
Soon he'll be managing us. Like, okay, sure, we can't pay you. That's okay. I just want to, stay busy.
I just want to. Are you running for anything, Sam? No, I'm not. You should though. Really? You think so, Peter? The guy is he's, I mean, again, I told you this, he was like trained in a Catholic militia and all that in Lebanon, so, and he's like had
he's sooner, man.
Before we made the jokes. So I'm just so I'm just
careful.
Yeah, exactly. He does seem to have the qualifications as far as the militia training goes, but in reality, I don't know if it's gonna work out. But yeah, so these guys guys are basically sticking to their story. And if you look at the Jimmy Dore videos, just go to his channel, just look at his videos, and you'll see that he's like, he changed, I think, a couple of titles too. He made it much harsher towards Cornel West. Like they keep saying, yeah, he's sounds like Biden. The ones that Cornel's picture, most depressing 40 minutes of my life.
What?
I don't know, man. Their lives are so limited. I mean, they don't seem to have. I mean, he has had like his mom and father. Are they both alive? Because if they're one of them has passed, and this is his most depressing 5 minutes.
No, but he's he knows exactly what to say, because he's like, oh, I'm just so disappointed, Cornel. I've loved Cornel my whole life, and now that it's come to this, it's just so disappointing.
Doesn't take COVID seriously. It's so disappointing.
Doesn't take not taking COVID seriously. Wait,
his language towards racists so harsh. I don't like the way he's calling racists.
I mean, in the beginning, like she mentions it, and I mean, Rania Kalika, I don't know. I mean, not that I'm good at speaking in front of camera, but I mean, the number of times that she says like is way above average. But anyway, in the beginning, she says, she's what was I saying? I even forgot. Oh yeah, she says, I mean, who thought about COVID? She says, I mean, I forgot about COVID. I mean, who remembers COVID like 2 years ago? Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe in the US it's a different thing though, because she lives
no, even there it's over. I mean, now everywhere it's over. The only place I've seen a little bit is when I went to Canada this summer. Some people, I guess, they had, I mean, some people, a lot of people, let's say 30% or 20% of the population were weirdly wearing it. One dirty sideways outside, one wears it in. These people, they've developed their own issues.
Man, it's so, I mean, it just shows you it's such an online and click like thing too, because like, for example, I was talking to somebody who was in San Francisco, and they don't, I mean, I think you told me this before too, that they don't allow smoking on the sidewalks, on the pedestrian.
In Canada, they don't.
In San Francisco, it's the same. In California.
You have to be like 9 meters away from a building, so.
Yeah, I mean, okay, these are to me pretty much like, these are much worse than like as bad as COVID mandates, to be honest. It's like, if you want to talk about freedom of speech and precedent and all that shit, and nobody cares about that. It's just the COVID mandates that they might bring it back, guys. It was a test run. I mean, as if they need a test run, as if they're like, no, guys, we control all the militaries in the world, but before we ask people to stay home, we need to do a test run. God damn it. It's just, you people don't understand power. Really, you don't. But, so not a fan. But this is
hilarious from here. They're not even talking. He's just like, those crushed from Jimmy Dore. Oh, no, you guys are good boys though, huh? Don't hang around with Jimmy Dore.
So this is before we get to the allegations about Jimmy Dore, and which I'm interested to know what your take is and all that. This was one of the most interesting 27 minutes online ever, because I mean, to be honest, the theme of this episode is, I guess, bitching sessions. So we had Briahna doing the post, debate bitching with a couple of people. Now 100%. You had all the people who've been burned by Jimmy Dore, it seems, got together, and they're doing a sort of a group therapy, sort of bitching about, So apparently Tim Black was the black guy on Jimmy Dore's show for a while or something. And then they threw him under the... What happened there? I really missed that one. And then Zach and Gavin, they lost $1,000 per month. And Zach, I think in these 27 minutes, he mentioned 7 times that he quit his job. For the first time, we were paying our rent for the first time in our life. So it was very hilarious.
Yeah.
Play a little. But what happened to Tim Black? What did Jimmy Dore to him? He threw him under the bus or something.
Probably.
Younger, like, black boys. I mean, it's a white dude dominated industry, right? Like, I don't feel weird saying that. Like, I do it. I like doing it. But like,
you look at the top fucking 100 streamers, like, you know, what do they look like, right? Like, that's a problem, right? So I don't know. It was just like we also wanted, like we all thought we were all gonna come up. Like it was like, I don't know. It sucked. And then we threw the gauntlet down and we were like, fuck Jimmy Dore, like fuck this shit. This is so transparent. Like all this shit. We lost fucking all of our Patreon money. We lost all of our subscribers. We set the whole house on fire. Gavin and I did not know how we were gonna make rent. I was literally like throwing up from anxiety. I was like, I quit my job for the first time because I was betting big on the fucking show. And then we were like, no, dude, our principles are more important for this. So yeah, it was also a real bummer for us to see what happened to our. They were, you know, Fred Hampton left it back then, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. How were you guys able to keep it all together going through that storm, man? I'm familiar with that.
Our
storm.
audience fucking took care of us, man. We barely eked by and we built it back up, but it was tough, man.
Yeah, someone was saying that what you described with your audience is basically exactly what happened to us, which is we basically just had to tell everyone to get fucked and then start over and build a new audience, which is luckily what we enjoy now, and it's the best feeling ever.
But Gavin, check this out, man. It's the right thing that should happen to us.
Yeah.
Like, it was different for me because I had 50.
I love it. I feel like we have these conversations a lot too, but usually just over the phone. Not online.
Not on the show. That why don't people watch us, Kevin? Why don't people love us?
We were loved before, so I know what it's like. But
no, play a bit more because Team Black gets all spiritual about it. It's really good.
50,000 people, 50,000 subscribers over that before I met Jimmy. I met Jimmy. I was already working with Jill Stein. I had already been on TV. I'd been on the Dr. Phil show. Like, he didn't make me. I didn't go to him and say, hey, hook me up. He interviewed me one time on the TYT channel. And that was the Rebel channel when it was small as fuck. He saw me in Philly and it was real quick, like, hey, Tim Black. He knew who I was. It wasn't like he didn't know who I was. I had already been doing this 5 years before I met Jimmy. Right. And I'd already started making waves. So, but the fact that I became attached to him and I became the black guy, the fact I let that happen, I should not have let that happen, guys. That's my bad. I should have been like, hold on, man. I'm going to stay over here and keep my own identity. I'm not going to rock with you and Lee Camp. I'm not going to be the only black guy with you and Ron Placone and you and Nick and you and these people. There were no other black people in the space. All the black people that you see, Rob Report, Jamal Thomas, the other guy whose name I won't name since he likes to be smart. They all came through my channel. I'm the one that gave them their breaks. And then other people noticed them. Hell, I even was the first person to put the funky academic, Arami Iwami Osam Frimpong. He came on my show first before he went on Krystal's.
Sam, did you know I'm the reason behind Norman Finkelstein's success? He came on my show. And actually, this entire neighborhood exists around me, thanks to me. Okay, I let them all in my building.
Yeah. Let's go with something a bit more substantial. I don't know if you know
anybody
this
who's like past this guy takes credit.
Yes,
Denzel Washington, me, Samuel Jackson.
I mean, it's not that bad. It's quite. It's not quite that bad. It's so much of a grievance, sort of, laundry, sort of, they all came, they used it. It reminded me of
Kanye,
Cenk Uygur,
Beyonce. Sorry.
I don't know.
You're right.
It was kind of like Cenk, that Cenk with, you remember, with Briahna graduation, was, you guys, you Johnny come latelys, you come here and we give you platform. I gave you platform and you dare to criticize me now.
I give you platform.
I gave you platform and you dare, you humanist fuck. But no, but this guy, I don't know what he did though. He's master of hiding in plain sight type situation. Because if you listen to this 27, in one sentence he says, I called Briahna Gray, like, I'm gonna go on your ass, I'm gonna go full on, like something like that. But he's, again, like, you remember the other time he was like talking to Cornel, was like, we should come all together. Anybody said anything, anybody called anybody an asshole, for example, me, everybody else, and then we should move on and come together and forgive each other. Everybody has done things. Everybody has done mistakes. Maybe me too. He always does this. If you want to apologize, fucking apologize. Don't smuggle it through some paragraphs about everybody needs to apologize and everybody has a past. And it's just
it's
such
true.
a sneaky man. Very sneaky. Yeah.
You
By the
guys
way,
lost all your money once. Me too. So both of us, we lost all our money before.
Both. And
Not just
Jimmy
me.
stole it from you. Jimmy robbed you too. No, by the way, the people he's mentioning, the reason why I think your analogy about Kanye West and like
too far.
These like it's almost like the guy Jamal the big guy like the guy Bree interviewed like twice that had 10,000 views on YouTube. I made him.
But the funky academic,
about?
I'm not a big fan of the funky academic, but I don't know what he's like. He came on my show before he went on someone else's show. He's like, okay, he came on your show. What, he wasn't that big.
No,
then another show happened later.
But he's still not big.
Yeah,
like
or he was still not big.
About...
But you didn't play any. I don't see. Yeah.
I don't think he
What
still
role
has a
did you
Wikipedia
play?
page. He barely has a Wikipedia page. He can't brag about there is another guy with a YouTube channel that has that has 10,000 less subscribers than me. I made his what career are you talking about? I don't know. It was a fun one, but it was just a big this week. I was a big bitching session, and this was a big one.
And
this
I mean him when they bring him on. They're all just coming in their pants. There's three people jerking off in the side of the room just watching. When they bring this Graham guy, anything he says about Jimmy Dore, they're just like,
they disagree 100%. Yeah. Oh yeah, they hate Jimmy Dore for sure, but this guy is more sort of because he's friends. So this guy says that apparently there's this Peter Allard guy who's a billionaire or multimillionaire who's been giving money to Jimmy Dore. He adds that this part was apparently publicly known, but he adds that he also wanted them to sort of go on an anti-vax message and all that. So, and he was paying them like $5,000 a month. Now, this is really interesting thing. So, because these idiots, including the Vanguard boys and Jimmy Dore, who think everybody's corrupt, like they're corrupt, they met with Klaus Schwab, they're corrupt. I don't think they understand what corruption is. But I just before I wanted to say something, I thought I ask you, what's your take? Do you think this undermines Jimmy as a corrupt tool of the establishment or misinformation?
No, that's
whatever?
not even what even caught my attention, because the Jimmy Dore part, sure. I mean, he's so big, or he's been big, and I'm sure people would give him that kind of money. Like 5,000 per month or something, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Vanguard boys, though, I was surprised. So the Vanguard boys are saying they were getting, or once they got, I didn't understand if they got it once or they got it to a couple of months. They were getting $1,000 from one anonymous person, they're claiming, which they think is him. And as soon as they turned against Jimmy, that guy removed his 1,000.
Yeah.
That, I don't know. Yeah, I guess maybe the guy saw it as a venture capitalist, here's some early seed money. You never know. The channel
exactly. No, it's exactly that. It's
and
literally
then he
that, man.
removed it. But still, I didn't think they would get that. Would be a stab. I would be like, yeah, fuck COVID, vaccines, yeah, anything. What else? Fuck my mother too. Yes, her too. Double it. Come on, give me 2,000. Sam, you want me to kill him? Oh, you don't want me. I'm just saying, if you wanted me to kill him.
You sure? I was kind of really excited.
I'll give you a deal. Okay. How about this? Okay, I'll do this.
Yeah,
for 7,500.
No, that's the thing, though. I agree, but that's the thing. You gotta do the work to get the money. It seems the Vanguard boys, they feel betrayed because somebody
did they feel betrayed? I don't know. I think they were maybe just
they seemed very.
They felt hurt, which is understandable.
Well, change your position.
But they don't. Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I feel like nobody owes anybody money.
No, for sure. But I don't think they say that. I don't know. I can't remember. I watched this a few days ago.
Yeah, I don't know. But they feel. But anyway, it's just exactly. If, for example, a rich guy on YouTube now watches Jimmy Dore and he's like, yeah, man, I really like what you're saying. I'm gonna give you $5,000, and he turns out to be a kook, an anti-vaccine. Now, is Jimmy doing is he corrupt? Is he in the pocket of? And this is the idiot who's like, oh, intercept Pierre Omidyar. Glenn Greenwald is like 20 times in his face has explained to him, actually, Pierre Omidyar never, discussed anything with us. It was actually the editors we selected that would end up having the conflict with us from the New York office. And again, he's like, no, Pierre Omidyar's spider web of he's trying to make World War. Dumbass. I mean, it's just, I wouldn't even, I don't mind bad people. I genuinely don't. I really like bad people in many cases. It's just the fact that he's just such a dumbass is so annoying. And the fact that I guess he keeps saying he's a comedian, even though he's not, it really pisses me off. Yeah. And that's just it was quite interesting that these idiots and I forgot to send you the link. Have you seen the tweets about that have gone back and forth between Aaron Matta and Ryan Grimm?
No.
So I think maybe Vanguard boys play them. I don't think so, but maybe it's on X, it's on Twitter or whatever. Aaron. So basically, because Aaron Matta has also been getting money from Peter Allard, so I guess they've been talking about it, but I haven't seen the Vanguard place. That's not Vanguard's. Oh no, that's Sabi Saps.
It's from 5 months ago.
Oh, I see. Anyways, Ryan Grimm basically pointed out the hypocrisy, I suppose, of Jimmy Dore and Aaron Matta in calling him out every day, night and afternoon about Pierre Omidyar and Intercept and them getting money from Peter Allard. And then in response, Aaron Matta responded with his usual, just, writing a 7-page goddamn article about, no, point one, this was this is that, this is different, this is like this. It's so, I mean, such tunnel visions. But
I don't know how to find it.
Yeah, I mean, it was some. Maybe if you went to Aaron Matta, you would have more, I guess, luck. But do you have any commentary on any of this, on the corruption scandals?
No, not except the Vanguard boys, man. For a few months, they must have thought that, they're about to make their, as they say, they're set. But damn,
man,
the rug was pulled from under them.
Yeah, but I gotta say though, if there are millionaires, billionaires out there that are supporting YouTube channels, we are completely open for any political positioning you like. Just why don't you say it up front so people like Vanguard boys, if you had emailed them first and said, guys, next month if you continue with this, give people a chance. No, I mean, this is ridiculous. Just we're gonna see who happens to agree with us, then we're gonna give just say we have these views and I'm willing to I don't know who's willing to give money. Please leave a comment. I'm up for anything.
Definitely agree with you there.
Anything except, I guess, military intervention in Iran, because I'm here. Just sort of. That's one thing I can't technically support, I guess. But, I don't know about you. Cam here probably can support that, so that's fine.
I'm not affected by that.
Yeah, he can't support military intervention in Geneva. So that's a different story.
But I couldn't find those tweets. They're hard to find like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was there was a back and forth between Ryan Grimm and Aaron Matta. I can imagine. Probably the two boringest people on earth, I would say.
So should we move on from the, Cornel West or any of these videos? Nothing particular, right? I mean, everybody covered it.
It was just
This I didn't actually see. Bree and Robbie debate Rokana.
Oh, this, to be honest, I didn't really thought. I mean, this wasn't much. I just thought I just thought I'd remind you that it seems Rocano has
Yeah.
not managed way to the Bad Faith podcast anymore. So he's just like, I'm pretty sure he's a masochist at this point. He's definitely a masochist. He enjoys just getting like doing this. Otherwise, I mean, I don't see what's the point. But they have guess what topic Briahna brings up?
No, student loans.
Yes. And many, she brings up other things too, but mostly student loans and how the executive thing. So, I don't think there's a point in playing it, but
Okay, all right. So on that note, let's take off a second and come back for some aliens. Alrighty, Sam. So let's move on to these alien stories. And before we get through them, it seems like really in the past week or two big things have happened in the alien world. One is that it's become more and more international. So now Mexico's getting involved. They're doing their own thing as well, which we'll talk about. The other one is now it's all about these spheres or these balls that are in the skies. So now everybody and their mother have seen 500,000 ones of these.
Have they? I had no idea. I didn't hear about this one, but I'm glad that
I mean that's all they talk about. This guy, that's all he talks about.
I know, but I didn't watch this video. I sent it to you because I knew you would enjoy it, but I don't watch this nonsense.
So you don't know about that?
I did.
This is too funny, man. Okay, should I present?
Play a bit.
So talking about aliens here.
Oh, but sorry, we buried the headline again. Just reiterate from we buried. Aliens are found and are confirmed by the Mexican government, which is very trustworthy.
Yeah, so that's the second part of the story that we're going to get to.
That's the main headline, though.
Okay, we'll go there rather quickly then. And we'll save some of this comedy for after. I mean, that is just magical. That is just surreal. And this video, perhaps, maybe this one we'll skip for now. So let's go back to this. There's so much content on aliens produced by like one channel in 2 days. But yeah, so here they bring this guy, and this guy's a reporter. And he claims that the organization that is, responsible for the Pentagon's UFO office is sending cryptic alien messages, which is the combination of these 4 pictures like this, and I guess it turns into a sphere, and I guess people are even reading into
aliens?
it even more. So the Pentagon. The Pentagon is sending out cryptic messages to see, if the public can handle such a thing. Let's listen for just 30 seconds.
What? Opinion contributor Mark van Rennenkampf. Is the office sending cryptic alien messages? Joining us now to tell us more is Mark van Rennenkampf. Welcome back.
Sorry,
hey guys, thanks so much for having me back on.
All right, Mark, let's throw this image back up. Tell us.
Before he gets into this, is his family name Mein Kampf? That's his family?
No, Rennenkampf.
Oh,
Marek von Rennenkampf. He has like a Dutch von in the middle.
Oh, so I thought it's some Rennie something and then Mein Kampf. I was like, interesting family name.
Wow, that's one of the harder names I've seen to pronounce.
Yeah.
What we're supposed to be seeing here. What do folks think that they're seeing, and where does this image come from?
Bree's like, first just tell us what's the story about. Because I didn't understand. I was briefed.
I was busy with Krystal and Kyle. I was beating the shit out of Kyle after the debate. I was recovering. I couldn't do my usual briefing sessions. So if you could please tell me. I mean, I'm still in the mood a bit. Please be, be exact.
So there's a little backstory and some context here that I'm going to give you guys first. And the first is that Congress is taking UFOs extremely seriously and has set up a 30-person office within the Department of Defense to study UFOs. And the director of that office recently came out and said, I'm quoting, "We are seeing metallic orbs all around the world, executing very interesting apparent maneuvers. So guys, do you, I can't think of any kind of metallic sphere or orb that can do any kind of maneuvers, let alone do them around the world. Let's start there. That's a fascinating comment from the director of the government's UFO office. Now, if you look back through history, we can go back to World.
You see, I made the story much more fun because I presented it in the ridiculous way that it is. When you hear this guy talking about it, you want to kill yourself because of the way.
Sure, but you also presented it wrong, as in
no,
everybody has been spotting it. It's one
no,
guy
but
saying...
you haven't seen the rest of the video. Then they go on about people. He brings up this person and that person who's seen the spheres also. Yeah. And
like
he gives in facts. Yeah, hold on, because he says
World War II and see that completely mystified at government documents. You see that consistently in the late 40s and into the early 1950s, before UFOs became really a debunking exercise for the government. The most commonly reported characteristics were metallic spheres and elliptical disc-shaped objects. So we're looking at the most commonly reported characteristics. This is per the U.S. government, and again, we're looking at white, silver. Sometimes they're translucent spheres. If you're reading this, one.
So Sam, please keep up with the evolution of the story, okay?
Sorry,
now there are balls everywhere, okay? You have one next to you.
Metallic floating balls. I love these bullshit fucking graphs they make. It's like when we were in consulting and we would make graphs, and it's like, size 1 to 4 meters, a color, altitude. It's basically, what boys used to do when we were kids, If you have cards, football player cards or a car, it's just doing that with population. What is the population? No, sorry, that's propulsion. No
Too
terminal
funny.
exhaust detected. Thank you for that. That was really
These
helpful.
guys at the end, I don't know if you watched this video, we'll get to it. But oh boy, do these guys take it to the next level. This is surreal.
This is the documentary I watched.
Yeah.
Please, Camille, please refer to this video correctly as a documentary. This is documenting truths. And man, it was the funniest thing ever. I think it's called UFO Whistleblower. David Grush tells me everything. And he does tell him everything. Like everything. Any bullshit that literally passes through his mind. He just spells that there is no filter. There is not a second of like, maybe I should not say this. No, I should just.
And they redouble down on the nuclear thing, though. That's like one big part. They're like, the aliens have been, since we started with having nuclear power, the aliens have been spying us.
Warning
then
us.
they give a new argument on top of that, though, which I had not heard. So I liked it. It logically extended. I liked it. And they're like, and the reason they're so worried about nuclear is that nuclear could potentially, I think he says that, potentially be only 2 to 3 like energy evolutions away from being something so powerful that lets you like, break through time and space, and then I guess go see aliens and all that. So the aliens are just how we're not letting Cornel West campaign in advance. They're also like, listen, in 2,000 years, this leads to that. So
no, this is.
So I liked it. It was logical. I liked it. It gives some more meat to the nuclear. I liked it. I look forward to see how it further develops.
Come here. No. I've heard all this before. Though I feel like your excitement about this thing is partially because you're new to it. I like to know. Like, first of all, what kind of aliens are we talking about? What kind of governments they have? Is the parliamentary system? Is the dictatorship? What is going on? What are we dealing with? But
based on these guys' explanation, it's pretty much like planet Earth. Because when they start talking about how aliens are and all that, in this one they talk about this lady who claims that she got in a spaceship, and then she's like, and they're like, yeah, because of 3D, you think the spaceship is small, but you go in there, it's huge. And she's like, yeah, there was a movie theater there.
That's interesting. But I have the aliens kind of sound like we have a couple of hippie family members that live in Portland, and aliens sound really similar to them. They are obsessed with nuclear energy and environment for some reason, and going to really like going hiking in weird places. So again, they sound like hippies to me, but that's just my take.
And
but
they seem to have no effect. I have yet to hear somebody say, okay, what's the effect of all these? These guys have like the least effect as anything,
I mean, I don't know. It's maybe like, I mean, exactly. They're just like hippies. The only effect they have probably is spreading STDs is the only effect they really have, because the anal probing. I don't know. Play this part. Play this guy. The guy in the white shirt, the main guy. This guy is so funny, man. The way he's taking everything is so seriously. Everything he hears, and then everything he repeats.
Man, but you have to. I was literally like reading the what's from Briahna's video, and on the Hill, I was looking at the comments, and all the comments are like, we're really happy that the Hill, has a lot of segments on aliens, but we just wish Briahna and Robbie would take it more seriously.
Yeah, of course they do.
And here too, if this guy doesn't take it seriously, they'll like probably kill him.
Well, string theory, I mean, this mathematically, I get it works out, right? But like most of the stuff you can't empirically observe because the strings are so small and subatomically, there's just like no way of
11 dimensions.
There's like no way of verifying that. So it's a nice I'll call it like overlay that maybe this is reality, maybe it's not. It mathematically works out.
I think it's force fitting general relativity and quantum field theory. But this brings up an interesting question.
Did you just name various physics and stuff?
Yeah,
was that like kind of table, chair, picnic table?
It's forcing Einstein to have sex with Newton. I don't think that's right, and that's not good. But I love the fact, by the way, the people who kept saying that, what does David Grush is a decorated intelligence officer? What does he have to gain from coming out and saying this? I don't know. Somebody with mental health issues. Yeah, somebody with mental issues getting 24/7 attention from sycophants who think he's some kind of a prophet now. I mean, what does he have to gain? What does he have to gain? Really? How big is he? But he looks like 3 times. He looks like he ate that guy's brother or something. It's just, David Grush needs to go on a diet, I feel.
No, they have so much fun. They go on walks.
They have so much fun. Yeah,
they car rides.
I mean, to be fair, if it's leading to people making friends and having gatherings.
Where's the walking? Here. So they go on a hike.
Yeah,
and they go on a car ride. Take the subway to get.
It's a lot of fun.
If they go to a restaurant at the end, though, I'd be upset if it doesn't culminate in a meal, though.
No,
they
don't.
Around the barbecue, no?
I think
they should have had a barbecue at the end.
It feels the show, after the show ends, they start that's how it feels to me, because the light is going down. So I feel like after the show, because the crew after
they
joining,
should have filmed the barbecue too, though.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. They should instead of this documentary about UFOs, they should do bros talking about. We talk more about bros, by the way. You gotta get to bros doing your stuff together more. But this is, if people are making friends through this and are coming together, forming communities, I guess, whatever floats your boats, But this is literally the poor people who are like, oh, how did people manage to believe in spirits? How do people became religious back in the days? This is exactly how. This is exactly how, because like at the time it was completely reasonable to believe in,
And
and now go to
look. It's just hold on, but look.
Oh, sorry. The comments.
Yeah.
Internet.
Good report. Stay serious and sincere on the topic. For making a joke out of it. But I deeply respect you for addressing this news.
They are so desperate for
keep covering this UFO cover up, guys. And man, they're getting a lot of likes and all this. I mean, this is the main.
Oh, sure.
It's been really funny, the UFO thing. The seriousness is one thing that's really funny.
You will never regret catering to the lowest common denominator. You never regret that. Financially, socially, it's always in your benefit. I feel. But I mean, this was I mean, also serious news. Mexican Congress is holding hearings. I guess they saw what Americans are doing and said that, oh, they get to spend 20% of their time on this bullshit. We get to spend 20% of our time on this bullshit. It's no more committees about taxes, guys. We're gonna have committees about UFOs. And yeah, they had apparently there is this basically thing they found. We had the picture. Did you see the picture? Are you convinced by did you see the creatures they found?
So it's this creature, right? Yeah, this guy.
It has not been connected to anything, any being on Earth or something. You see? Like that's there, they say.
And yeah, I guess.
And this is coming from a couple of scientists. So you're like, oh, maybe I should take it seriously. It's a couple of scientists saying that they could not, connect this to any biology of a human or anything from planet Earth. It's coming from scientists. Now maybe go to the story about the cosmic event and play that from the beginning, because that tells us a lot about what scientists are.
Cosmic event.
Yeah, the cosmic event. Yeah.
Oh.
Weird News Daily. Yeah, and because scientists just told us something about this species, so maybe I go a bit further and see this one is a good one related to aliens.
Person, but normal brained. But let's do a quick non-political story, a story about dudes being bros being dudes, and the media completely failing to do any type of critical thinking before running an outlandish story that actually had a pretty simple explanation. So here you go. Virgin Media News from Ireland recently reported on a giant hole in the ground that local astronomy enthusiasts concluded could be the aftermath of a cosmic event.
Fair enough.
And yes, there is video of the report to back it up, which we will attempt to show you now, unless it gets copyright struck. Here you go.
It's a huge, mysterious crater that looks out of this world. But is it? The unusual hole on Portmarnock Beach stopped local astrophysics enthusiast Dave Kennedy in his tracks yesterday, and he's certain the small but heavy rock inside it came from up above.
As you can tell by here, there's a scorch mark on this side here, so that would have been at the angle that it came down at. And it is weighty. I'm not sure if it's composition, but we're definitely going to have to find out.
The striking hole soon caught the attention of passers-by, many hoping that what they're witnessing is the aftermath of a once-in-a-lifetime cosmic event. There has been no confirmation that this is the site of a meteor strike, but Dave is optimistic.
Only about a month ago I was watching a documentary from NASA on exactly what you're looking at behind you. So when I looked at it and saw how uniform it is and the blast crater, I knew immediately that I was looking at it as an impact site.
So, pretty interesting stuff here. And it, of course, lines up beautifully with the world's obsession with all things extraterrestrial right now. Side note, yes, we are going to talk about the alien bodies, but we're saving it for Weekly Weird News. Now back to the hole. Unfortunately for this outlet and the local astronomy enthusiasts, this giant hole in the ground is the result of nothing more than a bunch of dudes doing dude things. In this particular case, just digging a hole for the hell of it.
Hell yeah!
We love digging holes.
Yeah, usually at the beach, but you can do it anywhere.
Yeah, this was at the beach too, but
I mean that guy literally came across the most common thing that you see on beaches, like a hole. And he was like, no. I'm flabbergasted.
Hey.
I'm speechless.
Last month, we saw a documentary about NASA, okay? So
you see media is not effective. This guy literally was brainwashed directly from that documentary. The documentary didn't even want to do that. It wasn't even its purpose.
And he had seen it a month ago, he said. And it was still like, no, there is evidence. I mean, I gotta give it to him. But I gotta say, just in his defense, he said it was a site of the original reporting said it was a site of a cosmic event. I would describe two dudes digging a hole together. That is a cosmic event. That is as cosmic of an event as you can get, to be honest.
It's like it's so big and smooth. It has to be. What are you saying?
No, I love this.
You're not making any sense.
You see
No, I
this?
don't see. No.
This is clearly come through the atmosphere. You can see it's been scalded by the atmosphere, the heat. Clearly, it cracked up. I think it had a bigger part here, but it probably fell over there in the northern side. We will find it. We'll find it. Don't worry. It's just, oh man, people
Poor
are
guy.
amazing. Just
poor guy.
well, I mean,
And
poor,
imagine
I
being
mean,
that
poor guy.
stupid
Yeah.
and be made a fool out of like that.
And there is a recording. Yeah, he can't even he can't do a. It's not like one of those doomsday cults where the doomsday doesn't happen and they dabble down.
What
No,
happened?
6 months later, it's happening. He can't double down. There's video footage of a guy with a toy thing is just digging. Toy spades. Jesus Christ, so good. The whole we dug on Saturday.
It's probably him.
Again,
He probably doesn't.
You don't remember it,
Education
yeah.
doesn't remember.
Oh
or
shit.
something.
I mean, he's Irish.
Left the
again.
rock himself there, like, but
Yeah.
not on purpose. Just like following some other fantasy mental. For sure.
I
Maybe he was
love this.
ghost hunting.
So,
Maybe he was on
yeah,
a ghost hunting cruise. Okay, and
But to be fair to you, I guess he was an astronomy enthusiast. He wasn't the expert. Go back to the alien. This alien has been confirmed by the scientists.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. I still don't buy it. Especially the fact that they had all that
he was such
graphics
a
ready to go.
cutie.
It looks like and he looks too much like E.T. I feel.
He stayed well though. He stayed healthy even during that. In death, he took care of his body and everything. Stayed in good shape, it seems. Oh.
It was well modified. I wouldn't call it
True.
What
But
is-
and they
is that
found
the
found
brain
every single piece. You know when they find like they're like, yeah, we discovered a new dinosaur, and it's like based on a bone this big, right? Like they find this and
It's like
the-
definitely a new dinosaur.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not bullshitting you for funding. Definitely not.
This is the leg of a
Tyrannosaurus Z.
Yeah,
not
this was
X,
his
Z.
joint.
This is a new one. Z.
But this guy, no, he kept his limbs and everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was Enigma Mastero. But look, go back. Here, look at
If
those
he's ever
graphics.
auctioned off, I
No.
would definitely try it.
Yeah, look at those graphics. They had that ready. Like that feels like it feels to me this is a scam because like the graphics, there's a doctor ready.
I mean, no,
get
you
it.
can do that in a few days. I mean, so.
In a week they did that. They checked that it's definitely not from Earth. And well, I don't know. The whole thing is a bit.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, of course, you need to do 100 studies, and then maybe you could.
Maybe you can say that it's.
But yeah,
but I'm glad they are. And just to again, this
this
is
is an
just
old
to be
school
clear.
story.
This was an old school. I just want to remind people this is a story we covered. This is the same government, president of which posted photos that he claimed to belong to an ancient race of elves.
So this is the
that
photo.
this is the photo that the president of
In
Mexico. So
question.
I'm not putting too much faith on this government's congressional hearing. I'm still going with my original theory that it's really they saw Americans taking time off and they were like, we can take time off too. So that's my theory.
Okay, all right. Shall we move on from the UFO?
Yeah, sadly, I brought you as much as I could, man.
No, I appreciate it.
I didn't have time to go through it all. I missed the whole metal floating balls thing. I mean, I saw them myself in the streets, obviously, but I didn't know they are UFO related. Obviously, I'm sure you saw them too, right?
There have been 100,055,000,055 sightings.
In Tehran, we assumed it's an American-Israeli plot. We didn't connect it to the UFO thing.
Too funny.
This is a video footage of an alien event. We gotta save that just for future.
Okay, should we do a little bit of? This is hilarious.
This is the segment we like to call it's a PBD word. The segment that I think it's gonna become a regular. So, did you watch some PBD videos this week? Did you catch any?
No, I mean, you sent me one. I couldn't stand it. This one was short, so I did watch it, and it's really funny. So this one, they bring on Candace Owens, and they're reacting to the whole Logan Paul Nina Agdal drama, right? And I'll tell you what I find so funny. So they're like, yeah, this, I'm sure people know, but pretty much Logan Paul, who's like a YouTuber, he's getting married to her, and he's engaged to her, and at the same time, he's having a fight with this guy called Dylan Dennis. They're going to be doing like an exhibition boxing fight. And as a result, that guy keeps on putting out videos, mainly videos that Nina has posted on her own social media accounts, talking about guys and sex and, just her having, in a way, a relatively normal life of an influencer, and also has been with celebrity, as you know, has had previous boyfriends. Again, nothing too crazy outside of and the norm for this kind of thing. But then Candace Owens and PBD are like, no, you see, girls, how they're behaving. Logan Paul is screwed. Now he's never gonna be able, like, oh my God, and all this. And Candace,
Nina, and they say Nina is like her life is. We discussed the thing, but before that, isn't the same true about Logan Paul? Like he's had like multiple girlfriends and had pictures with them and all that.
Yeah, and
okay, just checking. No, I just thought was he? No, for a second I thought maybe was he like Jonas Brothers or something, one of these Christian good boys or something.
No, not at all. No.
Okay, just that's because in that play the video and yeah, it's quite funny.
And what I find really funny though, let's play a bit. Okay.
Your wife to constantly be naked on the internet and available to other men. It's gross, and so that's what I tell women. Men want to wonder about you. You just don't want to put everything out there. Sure, if you do put everything out there, men will want to sleep with you. They're biologically wired that way. Absolutely, you can get a man to slide into your DMs and want to sleep with you, but you are not wife material, and he knows that.
Yeah, like Logan,
I love how everything that they say contradicts, however, the case of the Nina guy. Because they're like, if you do the things that Nina does, nobody wants to marry you. Okay, well, yes, Logan Paul did get you 100 million ring. But yeah, nobody wants to marry Nina. And then
especially considering that she's now personally not financially wealthy, I'm sure.
Okay, sorry about that. So let's watch a little bit, but yeah, just so contradictory everything they say to the actual case study that they're breaking down.
Logan Paul's situation. Can you imagine, because I
just wanted to check. So you think Nina, even after this, like she still has a chance?
I think like
have a
she
boyfriend?
might be able to find someone. Yeah, like maybe one guy.
No, man, come on. No, nobody would touch her after this. No way. But okay, if you say
I don't know none of the history. I saw him go down on his knee and he's proposing and she's like excited, and there was that moment, and then you just see all the slew of every guy in every video. What do you think about that?
Okay, I'm gonna give a very nuanced take on that situation, and I think it's a lesson for women.
Yes.
So I actually love Nina Agdal. I follow her on Instagram because I didn't know her youth until Dylan Dennis just kind of dropped it. I knew her. I'm very into fitness, and she has this thing called like the Agdal method, and so I started following her. She was super pretty and doing all that stuff, and then obviously this battle between Logan and him got real, and he starts dropping this. And this is what I say to women, unfortunately for her, she put on an entire record because it's popular to talk about cock and to be, this is what I'm saying. It's like, this is a feminist simulation. Like, oh, it's hot to talk about your partners and talk about how you like cock and, how you don't have a gag reflex. I mean, so crass. I had never seen these clips. So crass for her to say. And she did this because it's cool and it's relevant when you're young and in your 20s and you're a part of the free the nipple, simulation. And then now,
when you talk, they just make up their own narratives. I mean, that is the reason why she is famous and popular, because of all this. That's like her job. That's how she got there, by modeling and
you could say she could
stuff.
have. No, but you could say I guess she could have, like, done other extra stuff and stage. But I mean,
this is very normal. You have to do some of this.
Yeah, but I still don't get what they're talking. They keep saying you'll see. They keep saying she devalued herself, and now, I mean,
that's
okay,
why he
even
gave
if
her
you-
100 million. I mean, he
Yeah,
knew
it's-
about that. It's not like these were hidden. Of course, someone who's gonna marry you knew that you dated Leo or other people, and like no shit.
had a show.
Like she's not a virgin. What do you think a 30-year-old model would have? What? No, she would either been a virgin or she's had boyfriends. There's no in
I can
between.
understand. I can understand some people saying that I don't want to marry somebody who
Yeah.
has naked
Yeah,
picture of
some
them online.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah, but then saying that you devalued yourself, no, like it's your personal. Okay, you don't like this, and good for you. You don't like this. It's not. It doesn't devalue her. And again, if she's devalued, he's devalued as much. He's got naked picture. He shows up on a wife beater constantly in his own podcast or whatever. So, I mean, I don't the double standards. I mean, I don't know. I don't get.
Yeah, well, I guess
it diminished her value. It did, and that's the truth. And this should be a warning and a lesson for women. And
Jesus Christ, if her diminished value is 100 million ring, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Like what the hell? Half a billion?
Can I get 100 million ring and then my value gets demolished? Forget about diminished.
No, that's
demolished.
why she was devalued, right? Or she got 100
this is
million.
no, this is before. She
No,
got that,
because she had
she
already
was
been with
devalued
those
after.
guys and had put those videos out.
No, but
and Logan
after
Paul
Dylan.
gave her a ring. After that, sure, it became more known public, but all those things that happened, and Logan Paul, the person who had to, the value only mattered with him, right? Because he's the one who put the money down at the end. And in his eyes, all those things were still worth 100. So she had already been devalued, and he's like, you know what? Even in this market, I give you 100 million. I don't even want to know without that what it would have been.
I
A
disagree
billion?
with you. I disagree with you. I think the valuation occurs in the. I think you're looking at it as a private business, like private shareholders. No, this is a public shareholder thing.
Yeah,
when the
that too,
issue
but
became
they're
a public,
also talking about the private side, though, these guys on PBD show.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. You're right.
The multiple angles. So you're working on the public dimension here. No?
I'm more interested in the IPO. When the IPO value
Yeah, I
diminished
agree with
after.
you there. I agree.
IPO was when he proposed. They did the initial, public offering.
Yeah, I know.
Then
From
it was
that
good,
angle,
but then from there it diminished. So I'm just saying.
Too funny, man. They're so concerned.
she's
I'll stop
obviously
in like a minute.
being honest and how humiliated she is and how she thinks it has impacted her life. It has impacted her life.
There's no question
If
about
Logan
it.
does
Yeah.
not marry her, I don't think there's going to be a
There's no
man that does not take this into account. I mean, the videos are.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Do you think he will? Do you think he will?
Nina, pause.
I think he probably
have a
feels
message.
responsible for it.
Man, I feel like we need to start a
Nina,
donation
I
page
don't
for
care.
this girl soon.
Yeah. Nina, I don't take this stuff into account. If you're feeling alone, if you're hearing this. Nina, what the fuck are you talking about?
In
What
my
did
eyes,
you do?
you're
She-
perfect.
I mean, like, is she talking about, like, I assumed she's a porn star at this point. Like, then I found that she's a model when I Googled her. But the way she's talking is like, well, she's probably got syphilis at this point. Half of her brain is gone. Like, what are like?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
It's
being
weird.
with Leo should up your value, if anything. I don't even know how they're assessing in this.
No, man, fuck you, no. How does that up your value? That's like constantly, she was with a better looking man than you. That's like, it's really annoying, I feel.
But still, you're then hanging in a kind of different league, though. So I don't know. Positive and
She's
negative.
hanging in a different league, not you. She had
No, but
sex
by
with you.
association. No, now you hanging with
if
someone in that league.
It's not, doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no, it definitely works like that.
No, it doesn't work. If you have sex with Leo, now we are talking. If you wanna, now you're in that group. But just dating somebody who once had sex with Leo.
No,
I'm basically a best Oscar winner. Basically, I'm a best Oscar winner. I fucked the same girl as Leo.
You know the movie Titanic? Kind
I
of
was
has
in
something to do with it.
Yeah. Something.
What happened to her? So I
actually don't think it's as bad as I know Nina. She's from Miami.
He's the only
she's
normal
dated
person.
actually 2 of my very good buddies.
Yeah.
Like it's not like some
I heard
girl I
he's
met. Like
Danish.
she dated
2 of your buddies.
Oh yeah, Reed and Patrick. One's a famous DJ. One's a big realtor. You've met one of their partners.
Oh
you
man, now Dylan's gonna drop the pics.
There we go. Now here goes the photos.
Oh, they're already out there.
I'm
They're
just
already
kidding.
out there.
Just kidding.
And these guys are good dudes, good-looking dudes. I believe that she's just a sign of our times, feminism,
Yeah.
liberalism. She's also a social climber. Like, before she dated.
I mean, poor feminism and socialism. Then how did we get dragged into this one conversation that has nothing to do with us? Why are you attacking me? When did I say go make videos? Show me one piece of writing. One clip.
I don't recall the tenant of sharing your pussy image on Instagram. But I guess this is another us. This is again us, I guess. It's like, I don't. Did we discuss the nipple stuff in the socialist groups? Maybe I don't remember, but you know,
maybe we.
But I love. I love
sure
how. Did you see that? Adam is so funny, man. He's like, look, she's a friend of mine. She dated 2 of my best friends. I mean.
To him, that was like the most normal girl and situation they were talking about.
Yeah. She's like, no,
which
he's
is
trying.
true.
He's trying to defend her. He's like, you know, she's always been a social climber. I don't know if that's the best defense.
I don't know why he said that.
She's always been sleeping around with everybody. You know, social credit. but I don't understand what's the problem with that. What is the problem?
Yeah, no, he's thinking in his head, like, based on that, like, you know, criteria, you have to eliminate all the girls out there.
No, but play a bit more. It gets good here.
Dated Logan Paul, you know, she dated Leonardo DiCaprio, Adam Levine. There was allegedly some stuff with.
We all know now.
Of course. But my point is this: she's also a Sports Illustrated cover model.
Mhm.
She's actually a good person.
Yeah, she seems sweet.
She's like you said that you were a fan.
Actually a good person.
Dylan Dennis is
After
doing her
all,
super dirty
social-
now that she has a court restraining order, whatever going on like that. But I'll give you this. This goes back to your point. There's so many girls way worse than what she's doing.
Oh, of course.
So many
my
girls
God.
way worse
But
than what she's
this
doing.
this is what I'm trying to say to him. Like, this
What's the big
matters. I mean,
argument? Like what?
I was very surprised by the stuff that she has said, and I think she said it to be funny, and that's supposed to be like a girl's being open about their sexuality. But men don't want that. It's extremely embarrassing to a man.
All those guys we just listed, he firsthand knew like 5
Adam.
guys who fought over each other to get with this girl.
Richest, most
And she's like, yeah,
successful
nobody
artist.
wants to be with her. Are
No,
you sure? No one?
Then again,
I
look,
mean,
man, again,
it's
you
too
can say there is
funny.
something to be said that like looks are like a lot of people want to be with somebody who's beautiful for a short time, but maybe it's not a sustainable long
Yeah.
term because you can't sustain it quite physically. But that has nothing to do with
No,
bullshit
no, no,
they're
for sure.
espousing.
No.
They're just talking about some imaginary value that apparently they had that was lost through their losing their virginity or through their I don't know, having sex with. Yeah, it's just I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And by
Or,
the way,
I mean, yeah, or
if
the way
anything,
they
she's been
yeah.
a smart man because if she like as a woman, I would imagine she's like, you know, she's going through a lot of people trying out different things. In a way, I think she's doing the smart thing by not like settling down and you know.
Well, now
just
with
tying
Logan
her-
Paul, I mean, you know, he put
No,
100 million on the table, so
Yeah, exactly.
Or
After
no.
somebody puts that when you give you the
Okay,
wedding
that's,
ring, they can the wedding ring is not like if there is a prenup, they can't like that's not part of the prenup. The wedding ring is yours, right?
yeah,
You can't-
yeah,
You can't get back the gift, right?
that'll be unfair.
I don't know why I say they. I'm a man. I can't. I'm. God damn it. I'm not like, yeah, I'm not gonna get. If anybody wants to give me a ring, though.
Okay, all right. Let's move on. Unfortunately,
before going though, I definitely think you're right that PBD has the best work setting in the world. Like, must be the best place to work. The other video I sent you was the one with Larry Elder, in which I kid you not, people. At some point, PBD says about the movie Moneyball, this is the movie we all watch all the time. Not we watched it, not we all seen it, not we all love it. We watch it all the time, like in their office. Like, this is they do like.
But that sounds like torture, man. At this point.
Yeah, well, that's what I said the first time, but you said no. This is easier than actual work. So,
no, not in this way. No.
You're reading Bob Iger's autobiography, watching Moneyball.
No.
Playing probably.
I would be like, okay, in the beginning it was cute, but now you're like, no, I'm not watching this
into homework territory. Stalin used to force his cabinet to watch John Wayne movies with him. I imagine it's a similar sort of a situation.
But okay, you showed me just a hilarious Joe Rogan video. We'll just mention it. I mean, maybe I can play just because it's only even the first 5 seconds are funny, and then we can just stop. So I mean, it's just ridiculous stuff that happens on the Joe Rogan show. But to his credit, it's more the guest who's crazy.
Yeah. The Joe Rogan Experience.
Are you a big ghost guy?
I believe it's possible.
I'm obsessed.
Are you?
So really weird side hobby of mine. I go ghost hunting. I've been like around the world.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible.
What have you experienced?
So, if you could play just maybe 2 more seconds, it would be amazing. Because I mean, don't.
No, let me.
Have you ever had like an absolute moment where you're like, oh my God, I'm in the presence of a poltergeist?
Not.
Pause.
Still not 1,000%.
So unsuccessful so far.
So no. 27 seconds. Within these 27 seconds, he went from I go ghost hunting around the world to no, I've never actually seen one or have ever experienced any evidence whatsoever. I mean, I just love the fact that you can backtrack within 30 seconds so much from hunting something to no, actually, I'm not sure if it exists. Could be imaginary, It was great. It was great. I mean, it was just, he's so young though, I guess. I don't know who he is or what he does or whatever. You know him?
No, not at all, Matt Rife. But let's wrap up with this. And I mean, oh boy, are some people stupid? No, I mean that's my main reaction.
So
we're gonna play it. Yeah.
Let me give it context.
Yeah.
Danny Masterson, who was actor, and that's the 70s show, was accused of multiple. There was accusations of multiple rape accusations against him. He got convicted for 30 years in prison. It turned out some people had written character letters in his support for leniency or for consideration, I guess, or something like that. And then those people, being Ashton, Kutcher, and Mila Kunis, who are apparently they're an item. I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know? Jesus Christ!
No, I don't follow the important news. Sadly I follow bullshit about Jimmy Dore. Anyway. But they were part of the people who wrote supporting letters, and people criticized them a lot. And and they released the response, shall we say, and it was amazing.
So I mean, the video is so bad.
Phrasing, and were intended to undermine the victims who were allegedly drugged by Masterson.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read.
who uses the word historically? She says in that way, have historically supported. Historically doesn't apply to an individual. Okay, you can't. It's not a thing. Have historically supported. What are you, country?
I mean,
Empire.
I guess there is one person who can use this, I think, and that's Henry Kissinger. He can say historically I was against, because there has been like, he can talk about it, you know, in terms of hundreds of years, but not Mila Kunis, no. But have you actually heard the parts of the letter? Man, it's so weird. Like they're like Ashton Kutcher's letter. He's like, he was always on time. He never did drugs. He was such a good, like it's
he never did drugs himself.
No, yeah. He said anybody who would do drugs, Danny would tell me to stay away from him because that's a bad influence. And that was such a, that's why I'm such a good father. So weird. It's like children. I don't understand. Anyway, but I mean, so weird. Why did they write the letters? Then why did they release this weird apology? And why Mila Kunis is so pissed off at the victims? It seems. I always support victims. Support the victims.
But what do you make of Mila Kunis? Fan or not a fan?
No, she's okay. She's a good actress, although not very, versatile. I haven't seen her stretching her acting abilities. Everybody around me has a huge crush on her and tells me, including like girls, they tell me she's one of the most beautiful girls. I do not find her at all attractive. Really? I do not know. She's like the 90s. She reminds me of the 90s, early 2000s, very thin sort of, looks that used to be the,
I don't know about
like,
that.
the entourage girl style, we discussed it. The girl.
She was blind in one eye most of her life. Does that change anything?
Kind of make it a bit hotter. I don't know why, but is that's a weird fetish, I guess. So you were blind in an eye, huh? What else? How's your hearing these days?
But yeah, man, the video is so bad. Listen, the letter, I'm not surprised they did it, although they should have known that these letters are public. And
are they public?
But then it comes down to, right, okay, did you just write like something, but you gonna like stand up for the character, I guess, of a rapist?
Yeah, man, that's the thing. That's
I don't know. It's not like it was like, it's not like he stole money or something like that. But yeah,
I would like to say,
and then of course,
right now,
apparently, they went and then brought in some Scientology too. Apparently, they're saying into the letters.
Well, the Scientology thing is, I think the theory is that, and I kind of go with this conspiracy theory that the only reason that I can think of why they wrote this letter is that Scientology has something on Ashton Kutcher or Mila Kunis as well, sort of blackmail material. They say Scientology does that with, they do the same thing that Catholics do. They
for sure. That's what I've heard too.
Yeah, so maybe that's the only rational reason I can think of somebody coming and writing a character letter for a convicted rapist. And I would like to just say, I will stand by you for a lot of things, Camille, but murder and rape are two things that no, I cannot write character letter.
Maybe one video. That's all I'm asking.
No.
A photo,
a voice message. No. It's. But then they shouldn't have. I mean, even like after they wrote the letter, I don't understand the response video. Why would you just let it go?
They should hire me and pay me millions to be their publisher. Be like, should we release this sex tape based on my expert opinion? No, but and I do this for a living. I think it's.
How did that get to that?
This video is so ridiculous too. They just do such ridiculous stuff. It wouldn't be hard to make decisions for them.
Okay, you asked me what I think of Mila Kunis. What do you think of Mila Kunis? Because
I agree with, I guess, everybody around you.
So I see. That's why you went to the sex tape immediately. No, let me check out the sex tape. Let
Myself.
me first myself. Then I'll tell you if it's ready for wider release. Let me see it first. Can you actually make a better one from different angles? Maybe?
With me, no?
I have written the plot. Yes, it acquires a supporting character. I can play that role. It's a Iranian sort of
exotic
exotic Middle Eastern guy, you know. As your manager, this is the right thing for your career. This is the right move.
Too funny. But okay. All right.
Don't you find her slightly too... Her face is very young also.
No.
No? I find it a bit too teenager.
Can't agree with you here. But
I'm very picky. It's Margot Robbie, Charlize Theron, or nothing. Or whatever Nina. I don't know. Whoever it was, she looked nice.
Still want to.
I'm still available, Nina.
You're so pretty. But okay, all right. Let's wrap this up. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. Thank you.